Greetings, BUSN2340, Human Resource Management. Dr. McGrory again. I'm just reaching out because you all have had tremendous response. I've actually been very impressed by classes this fall as we're approaching this fall. You've reached out saying, I've looked at the syllabus, I have questions about the syllabus. Some of us have had some talks about different things, and that's great. And you seem to be ready for the next piece of information, so I wanted to go ahead and pass that on. My goal is not to overwhelm you. We haven't started yet. The semester starts as of this recording 10 days, and so August 23rd is when we officially get started, and the materials will become available to you. But I just wanted to give you an opportunity now to look at that syllabus, and then today for me to kind of go over this class schedule with you. Now, we're not going to do a how-to. We're going to just do a what and when. Okay, so let me just show you what I mean. This is our class schedule, and it will be attached to the email that I'm going to send to you. And I'm not going to read the whole thing to you, but I wanted to give you a little bit of the lay of the land. So when you open this, there's just a couple kind of quick Q&As on the front here. I'm frequently asked, do we ever have to come to campus for tests, things like that? No, everything that we're doing is completely online, so you can read about that. Do we have due dates? Yes, you have due dates. It's not self-paced, and that's really what this schedule is about. It's kind of a weekly to-do list, weekly work schedule. All right, so it's all your assignments, and they're all right here in one spot. Now, the number one reason that students typically miss assignments, miss points, is I get the email and it says, I forgot, right? And that happens. We are all human. And so that's why this schedule is important, and you're going to see that. But here's what I do. I actually print this, but I also keep it digital, and I try to look at it at the start of the week so that I kind of know what I have to do. And if I know I've got some busy times coming up, I even try to look a little bit further to make sure that I can fit things into my schedule. That's my goal for you in giving you this schedule. Okay, so the material does not become available, the pause material and connect materials, until August 23rd. And so that's the day that you can get started. You might see up here, see how I have week 1 and I say Tuesday, because what I'm doing is I'm pretending like we have a class meeting, because there is research that shows that if you will pretend along with me and we can pretend that we have, class every Tuesday, that it keeps that in your mind, so that it keeps you on pace and you can kind of keep those due dates in front of you. All right, so this first week, the kinds of things that you have to do are those kinds of things that we do at the start of the semester, right? You're going to look at that syllabus, but I've already sent that to you, so you can look at that syllabus. If you just added, let me know. I'll send you the syllabus again, no problems. Class schedule, that's this. You're going to go into pause. Now, why do we tell you to do that? Because you want to just start getting comfortable. Go to the content area. Start looking through there. It can be overwhelming, especially as you have multiple classes and you have work and you have family obligations. So you want to just relax and get started. And by get started, I mean get into that classroom, get into pause, start looking around so that you do feel confident with the resources and the tools that are there for you. All right, so giving you some information there. And of course, we start into Chapter 1. Now, what's due this week? Well, you have 2 different due dates this week. First assignments that are due, second assignments that are due. The first assignments I would describe as your getting started assignments. They're points, and they're easy points, so grab them, right? Grab those up, because they're just designed to get you started. So attendance quiz, you know what this is the equivalent of in my class. This is what I use. It's like when the instructor comes into you, like a physical classroom, and they've got the roster, and they go, John Smith, are you here? Mary Smith, are you here? Here, right? And I'm giving you points for that. So that's going to be the best, easiest, fastest quiz you've ever taken, so don't miss it, because it has to be completed by Saturday, August 28th, 11:55. You know what? As soon as our course opens on August 23rd, just go in there and do that. As you're looking around, take you two seconds, almost literally. Okay? How about introducing yourself? The thing I like to say about the introduction is that we oftentimes, notice I said we, are successful because of something that was said, mentioned, a little lifeline that a person sitting next to us in a physical classroom threw to us that we didn't even realize we needed, right? Sometimes it happens, I like to use my wings here, right? Because we go, hey, did you do XYZ? And they go, no, XYZ is not due till then. This is due tonight. And you go, oh my goodness, right? And you get something done, or you understand that something needed to be done at all because of the person sitting next to you. So it's important to build those relationships. And in the virtual world, the online world, it takes a little effort, easy effort. Go out there, post your introduction into pause. There's some instructions out there, not getting into the how at this point, just letting you know you want to do this before Saturday. It won't take you long. I mean, it's just a basic introduction. You can read about your classmates. You're going to create your Connect username. Now, I have not given you the URL for that, but if you've read the web address, if you've read the syllabus, you've already paid for it. So you want to get out there, don't delay, but you want to follow the rules. Use that first name and last name as it's on file with the college. Do that, so you'll get that set up, but you have to start, whether you've been using Connect for years or whether you're brand new, you got to start from that web address that I'm going to give you as we get a little closer. Okay, it's not going to open until August 23rd. You couldn't do that Connect thing until the first day of class. So you'll do that then. Then what? Because you do all that well before Saturday. Well, you're going to notice a theme here of Monday due dates. Not always, as you can see, there's sometimes some extra things, but you're going to notice a theme, and these 3 required assignments. Now, some of you may be familiar with LearnSmart. If you're not, you're going to love it. It is interactive graded reading. Well, how do you get graded on reading? You don't. You get graded on answering questions about the reading. But what that interactivity does, answering those questions as you're reading, I will demonstrate the how-to in a separate video, is it keeps your mind from wandering while you're reading. Right now, if you're checking emails, if you're doing other things, you may have had to rewind, or you might be rewinding now to say what? Same thing with reading. So that is in essence your ebook, these LearnSmart assignments. Then you're going to have an application activity. Those vary. They can be a case. They can where you answer questions about something you read. They can be a multiple choice questions or drag and drop. They can be videos, simulations. So application activities can take on a lot of different formats, so make sure you do that. And then this test prep. Now the test prep is a quiz. It tends to be multiple choice quiz, and as the name implies, it's great preparation for the test. But that being said, you want to look at the syllabus and the points associated with these assignments. You need to do all 3. Oftentimes, unfortunately oftentimes, at the end of the semester, a student will say, I did 2 out of 3. Well, if we just kind of think about that, if the points were equal, that could potentially be, 2 out of 3? It's not the greatest grade, right? What are we looking at, 67%? So that's if the points are the same. But if you're skipping the high point assignment, you could be failing and thinking that you're doing well because you on one assignment, let's say you only did the test prep, you would be getting A's. Well, you don't want to do that and then get zeros on the other assignments, right? You got to do all 3 of those. So here's my point. Plan your time on that. If you wait until Monday, your brain is going to get overloaded with all of this stuff that you're trying to pack in there. If you do the LearnSmart, which is reading and answering questions, it's going to have time when you're fresh to get into your mind. Then when you do the test prep, for example, you're going to say, you do that the next day. You're going to say, oh yeah, I read about that. I understand what they're going for, right? It's going to start to sink in. And guess what? If you do well on the LearnSmart, you do well on the test prep, that application activity, and you can do these, in different orders. The application activity is going to be like, oh, I see how this all comes together. And then guess what? When you get to the test, it's going to really have soaked in. So maybe you don't wait until Saturday to do these easy peasy quick points for getting started assignments. Maybe when the class opens Monday, you go ahead and do that really fast attendance quiz. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Maybe even go ahead and set up your Connect user name. When you're there, maybe you start the Learn Smart. Why not? Just to, check it out a little bit. But then maybe the next day, Tuesday, maybe you spend a little time on the Learn Smart. Maybe you finish it that day, or maybe you come back Wednesday because you've got a lot going on this week, right? Then you do the application activity the next day. Then you do the test prep the next day. And in that way, you're very fresh as you take on this knowledge and apply this knowledge. So use this weekly work schedule, this schedule of assignments. Use this to pace your time as you go forward. Now, I'm not going to read the whole thing for you, but let's just scroll down so you can kind of see. Well, you know what's coming up just almost as soon as we get started is Labor Day weekend. And as hot as it is, you may have some plans to be in the shade someplace, to be in some water, a swimming pool, a lake or something. Well, just, plan your time. So I've got the college calendar there, a link to it so you can click on that. We've got some more due dates. Another one of those easy peasy attendance quiz. You only have 3 of those. They have to be done by the due dates. Can't make those up because folks, those are so easy. Come on. You're just going to go out there and boom, answer here, and you're going to be done. So you're going to be set there. But look at how you have that pattern of those 3 assignments every week. Notice that Monday due date. Okay, and you're going to start to fall into that rhythm. And then here comes the test, so you see that on your schedule. When you were reading the syllabus, you saw the late work and how that works, right? So what happens if you get overwhelmed first week of class, you miss some assignments? Fear not, got you covered. I got you. It's scheduled in. Now, here's my goal with the schedule. Instead of being frantic, I got to make this up, I got to talk to her, I got to do this, and what am I going to do, and when am I going to do it? Because when you start to fall behind, it does tend to snowball on you, and it's hard, folks, it's hard. And I want you to stay on schedule, and you read about drop grades that you have, right? So I got you covered there, I really do. But I'd rather you make up the work and get all those points that you can. I dock you just a little. And look, it's scheduled in so you can plan for it. You say, okay, let me de-stress, made a little mistake, hit a little bump. Okay, this is what I'm going to do it. And so you've got it, look at all the details right there in your schedule. And I'm going to keep scrolling through so that you can see there's your chapters, your due dates. It's all right here. I look at this schedule. I've been saying kind of weekly, but honestly, I tend to look at it every day just for my different classes so that I know I'm on track and I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to be doing today? What's due tonight? For me, I say what has to be graded and posted and stuff by tomorrow. So I'm always looking at this, and I hope you do too. It's going to be in pause when that opens up for you, but I'm giving it to you now. Save it to your computer, open it from the email, so you can view it. Okay, so you see the test. And look at that. Before you know it, it's going to be Thanksgiving. You'll be able to look ahead at that. Look, here's one of those assignments that's not in Connect. Sometimes we rely too heavily on Connect. Say something very quickly about Connect. I love Connect. It's a great tool, but when you first log in to Connect, it always takes students to this default view that's called the to-do list. I hate it. And I know you're probably saying, it's terrible. You know why? Because it's not this calendar tool, or it's not this detailed document that I've prepared for you that includes everything. Instead, it's a very tunnel vision filtered view that hides certain assignments and hides things that are not ready for you yet, like late work, like an SLO study tool, like the discussion board, like those easy peasy attendance quizzes. You would miss all of that if you are relying on that quick default tunnel vision filtered view. So my little warning to you, make sure you're using this schedule. I prepared it for you because it's a tool for your success, and so I want you to use it. Okay, so anyway, there you go, and you see, look all the way, oops, I got a little extra page in there, so it's really only 10 pages, but you see all of this detail is right there for you. Just look at one page at a time, 1 week at a time, so that you get everything done. I appreciate it. I'm so impressed by you all already. I cannot wait for class to begin and for us to kind of meet online. And again, I'm Dr. McGrory, and I look forward to being your instructor this semester. So we'll be talking more soon. Enjoy.